Welcome to Go For Side Effects. I'm your host, Kevin Simon. Y'all know my co-host, John. John, how you doing, bub?
Doing okay, thanks.
And everybody remembers Tina. Tina, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
And everybody knows Wade.
How's
Wade,
it
how are you
going?
doing?
I'm doing great.
So tonight, and for the next 2 weeks after this, we're going to be doing what I would like to say is a life change for veterans. And we need to focus on more of the positivity stuff and more instead of the negative, because there's so much out there right now, so much negativity that, I mean, anybody with PTSD has got to be going nuts right now. Even, I mean, social media, everything. And so next week, we're going to be getting into dieting and holistic medicine is what I'm going to say. Stuff that will help out vets along the way. And then we got a special guest. I believe it's the 9th of April, something like that. But, as I call March is, be nice to everybody month. Well, April is going to be, let's start making it easier on us. That's how I feel about it. And so I first want to start off by first saying, thank y'all for going over to YouTube and subscribing. If you haven't, please do it. We're trying to build a YouTube page up. We have put a lot of shorts videos up on YouTube, a podcast all the way back. So our producer's doing a great job. I really appreciate everything he's doing. Also, me and Wade didn't know this, and Wade said that that I should bring this up, and I want to bring this up. We have a store that you can go into and design like my shirt, but you can design all kinds of designs on there for the Army, Navy, Air Force, everything. You can put anything you want to, hats, cups, and everything. It's going to go help to build this podcast up, because we want to get bigger for everybody to start understanding what our fight is going through. So with that being said, it's in the details of each video that we put up. Just click on the details. I'll put a link. Again, I'll put a link in on our Facebook page after the show today. But I want to get into this. So a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff right now. It doesn't matter if you're going through, and I got a buddy of mine watching tonight that, his name is Connor, great friend of mine. We served together in the military. He's got cancer, just diagnosed. And he's also going through other struggles and personal matters. I go through other struggles. John, I know John has. I know Wade does. Tina, I know you're going through one right now.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the best things that I think that we could do is let's start doing stuff that's going to better help ourselves, a better lifestyle change. And, I'm going to go first, what I think should change. Every Gulf War site, every Desert Storm site needs to leave the political stuff out, because we are about us right now. We're about what is going on with our bodies, what is happening. We don't need the extra added stress. Almost every side I get on, it's just each other, bashing each other. You don't have this. You don't have that. Political this. Or somebody puts down, hey, I need help. Nobody gets a hold of them. Connor is, I will tell you, that happened to Connor. He put on one of the veterans to veterans sites that he really needs to talk to somebody with what he's going through. Nobody contacted him. And I'm just as guilty. I need to start paying more attention to my brothers in need. And with that being said, John, what do you think needs to be changed?
Well, I know there's a lot of social media, and I think depending on what your lifestyle is like, less on the phone, less on the computer. I know those of us who have jobs that kind of our livelihood, you got to do what you got to do, but it's take care of yourself. I'm always asked when I go see my therapist, one of the first things she asks me is, what are you doing? how you maintain, she doesn't use the word sanity, but that's what I'm going to say, sanity. I said I go out for walks, or I get out of the house and go do something, um get some fresh air.
Right.
So I think what a lot of us, and we're all guilty of it, especially, I mean, today's the official day of spring, right? I think so, my forecaster said. I'm like, cool, and it's actually not bad here in Iowa. I mean, we're just it's a little over 40 degrees, which probably seems bloody cold to a Texan, but I mean, uh I think, it needs changes. A different mindset is, try and get out. I mean, I know Wade's mentioned it before. We all have our issues, but if you let that control your life, you're going to be in a corner all cuddled up and miserable. Life's too
I
short.
agree with you. I agree with you. Winter does make more people depressed because number one, you can't get outside. In the state of Texas, you can get outside almost every day except for about 3 days out of the year. And so, um, with that being, so I mean, that's a great thing. Right now, you can get out, go for walks, do other stuff besides get on social media. That besides the
Yeah.
podcast, by the way. Wade, I want to hear what topic you would change that needs to be changed, even in your life.
Oh, for me, I feel I'm fortunate with, back in 2020, I personally, I was ready to call it quits, throw in the towel. And, after finding Nicholson, I found you guys. One thing that I'm open about is, I've been going to the shrink since 1996. I go bi-weekly now. I went today. Uh, and it's not just for Gulf War or veteran issues. I've gone there for relationship issues. I've gone there for bereavement, for death in the family. I'm currently, most things I've discussed now have to do with my daughter, my granddaughter, and me adjusting as a single parent. Uh, so it's not just veteran related. My anger issues have, all but gone away. I know I need to get out and probably socialize more. I don't really want to. I'm an introvert. I'm happy like that. So be it. But when it comes to PTSD, and that's I have all, but I don't even get on Desert Storm or Gulf Facebook type social media groups anymore because they make me mad. I see other veterans either making fun of or laughing at other veterans when they ask a question. If I see a question, I might IM or personal message a veteran if it's something that I'm knowledgeable about to help them, but I won't participate. I think it's a cluster, to be honest with you. I don't want to be any part of it. It just gets me upset. So why be a part of it? Eliminate the stresses. Kind of like what I try to tell my daughter. You eliminate the noise, and your life will be happy. And I eliminate that noise, and I'm happy.
And I can honestly say this for Wade. If y'all think he did not want to throw in the towel, this is a man that was pretty much on his deathbed. Not even 2 years ago.
Yep, 2
Well,
years.
well, maybe about 2 years. This guy right here has been through more than any of us sitting on this site, and that's why I like bringing Wade up on this. John also. John, I know his struggles. And I know John has gone through so much also. John and Wade know how much I've gone through. I've been through, two divorces. I went to counseling when I first got back. I just want to, I just want everybody to know, man, I look at, for me, I find better ways like going to church, spending more time with my family. I, I don't watch the news anymore. I get pissed off at everything. So, but one thing I do is when I go to a store, if I see somebody who's dressed nice, man or woman, I tell them how nice they look. I open the door for them. And when I talk to my customers, I talk to them about how their day is going, what's going on. And this is the topic that one of them advised me to do. That this right here is what is the problem with society today? We don't communicate of helping each other. And Tina, with that being said, w- you know, not to throw you under the bus here, but what do you think?
So I'll focus, like you guys are focusing on things that you could do except be on your laptop or be on social media, right? But we all know that there's a lot of us that have so many health issues that they're kind of homebound, and that's kind of their only way to get out into the world is through social media. They don't have the option to go. Like for me, gardening's my thing. Like I go out there and I raise my seedlings and I just love to watch them grow, and that kind of gives me my zen. But I do spend a lot of time on social media, and one of the things that I've learned is that you have to be really selective about the network that you allow on your social media, what you follow. You have some control, right? So use your settings, like screen out those toxic people that think if you post something, they've got a right to say something. Treat your social media page like it is your living room. Would you let any old buddy come in your living room and disrespect you? Probably not. You kick them right out the door. So don't be afraid to do that. Some of us have family members that we love and we don't want to kick them off our social media, but we just cannot see eye to eye with them. Filter them so they don't get to see except what you want them to see. That way you can kind of adjust some of the conversations.
There
that
you
they do.
go. I like that.
And so, I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do as far as like filter, like blocking content. If you're on Twitter, you can, or X or whatever it is, you can go in and say, hey, these key terms, I know they're triggers for me. I'm gonna filter those out and just try to pare down what you're seeing and try to really follow the groups and the say you did love a gardening and you can't really garden anymore. Well, follow garden groups and have conversations with those people and talk about what you used to do or what can you do with your limitations. Like just really kind of zero in on what matters to you that just doesn't set you off the edge. I will say that our Desert Storm Vets to Presence group, we have like, I don't know, 6 or 7 moderators, and we're very, very strict on political we don't allow any of it, right? Because it creates disharmony, and that's not what we're there for. We're there for camaraderie. And if you can't find groups that will do that for you, then you don't need to be on them. Now we all banter and we all talk crap to each other, right? I mean, that's just what we do when we
just have fun,
cross branches, right? And some people don't get it. Like somebody's really reaching out for help, they think, oh, I'm just going to razz them and that'll get them out of their funk. And it's like, yeah, maybe that funk's a little deeper than just some friendly banter. So I do notice that people do jump in and they do try to really care. But there are some jerks out there, whether you're a vet or not. There's just assholes everywhere. So you just got to kind of try to filter them out and try to find your balance in your personal social media, in your interactions, anything. And if there's somebody toxic inside of social media or outside, you need to make a decision about how important it is to keep that person around.
Not that. I agree with that. Ooh, what a statement. I like that. I mean, and I want to say this for Darren is on here, and I haven't talked to him in a while, which I need to call him back. But every time I talk to Darren, he talks about how much he helps people. Like, I mean, if somebody needs money, Darren will give his shirt off his back. I mean, that's the type of person you want in your corner. And me and him have had a lot of conversations about that. And I also know that, Jason, I know Jason goes through um, struggles. I know everything he's dealing with. And, so let's just take a little turn. So do you remember when you were a kid and you would go into the movie theater and the first time you would watch something like Die Hard? Let's just take Die Hard, a Christmas movie. Nobody can argue with me on that. It's a Christmas movie. But anyway,
It is. Yeah.
When you left that a movie like that as a teenager, that came out right before we went to the military. You were like, hell yeah, man, that's the kind of guy I'm going to be. Man. Yeah, it made you feel good. It did. It made you feel good until you went to school the next day and you got beat up. Or so. I'm just saying.
You
you
got
know,
beat up? Nobody ever beat me up. I
no,
didn't.
no, I didn't. I didn't get beat up. I had a lot of good friends, but no. But what I'm saying is this: everything that you do and you watch and the stuff you do determines how your mental state's going to be. Are there stuff that's going to come along the way and stumble you down? Yeah. I mean,
Crap
heck,
happens.
stuff does happen. You
Mhm.
know, Darren put Roadhouse. Right. Something
Yeah.
like that. You know, but
Look for stupid, funny shit like on TikTok, something to make me laugh. You know,
right.
I'm over. I'll be sitting over in the recliner. My wife just kind of looking at me. I'm kind of losing. I'm TikTok, and I said, yeah.
Y'all got to watch that parrot that keeps attacking its family on TikTok.
Oh, I
That is
saw that. It is awesome. It is awesome. See, that's what I'm talking about. When you do stuff like that, or even the music you listen to, I tell you right now, I listen to country music. My wife listens to Christian music, and when she's with me, I have to listen to Christian music, which I like it.
country.
I like it, but I prefer country. You know, the old country and stuff. But that brings back my childhood, and I had a wonderful childhood.
Outlaw country.
I'm about to say something that my dad will probably. I had the best parents you could have in the world. My parents growing up were the best, and I wanted to be just like them. They beat the crap out of us when we needed it. But I am telling you right now, my childhood, my best friend growing up, and still is my best friend. His parents were like my parents. We fished every day. And so that's the stuff. And there are people, you're right, Tina, that I don't always think about people that are homebound. Okay. And Connor met my parents, yes. And he knows what I'm talking about. But there are people who are homebound. But you're right. You know, if you like gardening, get on gardening. But what I like to do that makes me happy, I like to get on TikTok, and I like bringing up the ones that change their face into that real and make that real squeaky voice, and the husband and wife, and they're always arguing. They're freaking awesome, man. And she's always playing funny jokes on them. That's the stuff I like. And so, I mean, and this is what I want this podcast to be. I don't want it to be a Debbie Downer, because if it is it's not going to help the vets. It's not going to help me. It's not going to help John. It's probably going to help Wade, because
Probably a
Wade
little
can
bit.
call me up and chew me out.
Well, I think it rotates around like a little bit of taking ownership and not, despite what situation you're in or how you got there, what happened to you, taking ownership of where you are, meeting yourself where you are, and figuring out how to better your world just a little bit at a time, if that's all you got in you, because when you're in a funk, it's hard to even want to get off the bed. It's hard to even you're like, everything seems like overwhelming to even do. So just pick one little thing that you're like, okay, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to actually get my clothes folded up today. Like, just do something for yourself every day and just kind of try to roll that out and expand your world. And I think that people will find that it just gets better and better over time when you start owning your space, right? And you start owning what is in your control. Take control of it.
Oh, and so I was going to tell you all this. So yesterday, one of my buddies went in, and he had a PTSD exam. He sends a text like, what the WTF, and I'm like, what's going on? He's like, dude, I just started bawling my eyes out. And so, because when he went in, they drug out everything out of him to see if he really did have PTSD.
Triggered him on purpose.
Yeah, that's what they do. And I don't think it's right, but I understand it, because they want to filter out the ones who really have it or who have managed the depression. And everybody, 98% of this country 98% have a form of depression.
I can see that. Don't get me started on the food system, but
Right. But that's what we're going to talk about next week.
Mhm.
But that's why it's important. Let's take this week and focus on how we can better exercising. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm my doctor and them. I'm finally overweight. I said I wanted it for a couple of years. Now it's time for me to do something about it. I got to take ownership in that because of eat McDonald's and wait.
Yep.
I stopped by McDonald's tonight. I got everybody else but
that
me
crap will
something.
kill you.
Hold on. I didn't buy me anything. I am now I'm going to focus on me. And I
bullshit.
want
What do
to
you got in your back pocket right now?
no, I'm
Fries?
no. No, but trust me, you driving home smelling it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is. But I also, I've been dipping since I was 12 years old.
Oh God.
I'm about to quit that.
Good.
Everything. I'm about to make a total life change. But that's a decision I have to make, and that's what I want y'all to make. Everybody who's listening.
So I wanted to touch on the
Every-
exercise thing, right? I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
No,
Go ahead.
you're good. Go ahead.
So I want to touch on the exercise thing. Like I see some people in chat, they're like, I can't exercise. I have days when my fibromyalgia is kicking so bad. It's like, you really want me to stand up? My hips are going to like collapse, right? So I bought speaking of TikTok, they're always selling stuff, right? So I bought a vibration plate where I can stand on it and it causes muscle, like micro muscle movements, right? And you can stand on it, you can sit on it, you can get in like a modified push-up position in it if you've got shoulder pain. And that thing has been a game changer. Like I was like, I'm probably getting hosed here. Like I'm gonna go ahead and get it anyway. And it turned out to be pretty freaking awesome. And if you can't exercise, it's a place to start. You can stand, you can do this. If you can sit, you can do this.
Right. John, what were you going to say?
Well, so I had reached out, Pete and Christy, who watch fairly often. I reached out her, asking her opinion on something associated with my wife trying to get some things figured out. And then near the end of the conversation, I was sharing some things about some testing I've had done, and I don't know whether she brought it up or I brought it up talking about exercise. And she said, with Gulf War veterans, it seems like exercise for whatever reason, I know it happens to me. If I try anything much more than walking, if I like get into doing something in my house or whatever, 45 minutes, an hour, let's just say, and then periodically I might be fine that day, but for whatever reason, the next day, my body, it's like somebody hit me with a baseball bat. I don't get it.
Right.
I lose days.
It could be that, you're
days.
just sore because you're not used to moving, but I'm like, nah.
Well, but age plays a difference with us. It really does. And Wade will no,
So
it
you
really
say
does.
I'm an old bastard.
I'm not talking about you're the oldest one here, but you are the oldest one here.
That's all
But
right.
anyway,
I got big
but
shoulders. I'm good with it.
when y'all think of age and y'all think of go for illness, you got two variables hitting us at one time that you got to stay active. And I know, hey, you know what? If you walk, a half a mile starting off, or you walk a quarter of a mile, and you just build it up and build it up. If you can do one sit up, next day do two sit ups, then do two sit ups. Just something that right. And then there are exercises where you can literally sit in your chair, John, and you can literally do
I do
exercise.
2 sit-ups a day religiously. I'm
Right.
sitting up and then laying back down in bed.
Dedication right there. Consistency.
I can tell y'all you're absolutely right though. I mean, I feel the same way. I go to bed, just to let y'all know. I go to bed at 9 o'clock at night. I'm up about 4:45, 5:30 in the morning. I get up and my brain just cannot focus.
It's like
It
ka-chug,
does.
ka-chug. Yeah.
Yes, the brain fog is so bad,
Yeah.
and so I mean I'm
Brain
I'm
fog
trying
right
to
now, Wade.
What's
what?
that?
Yeah, there it is. The brain fog. He's like, what?
What?
But you know, and 98% of everybody who's listening right now has it. So I mean, we all got brain fog, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping by next week something's going to change that I will be able to talk about it on air. I'm not going to say it now because I don't know if it works, but I'm going to find out. It's supposed to give me energy. I'm trying everything that I'm doing. I'm trying to stay away from the medication part, and
Yeah, I
so
hate so Tina, you said a vibration plate. You buy it from no, you
Mhm.
said you bought it off of TikTok. Okay.
I bought
I've
mine
never
on
actually
TikTok,
bought
but you can
anything
go
off of
Amazon. They're all over on Amazon. So, really
uh,
TikTok's just,
TikTok
marketers.
shop has great crap. I don't care what
Yeah.
anybody says.
But
It
you
has
but
some
you go
coolest
price it
stuff.
somewhere else and get
anything
it
off of
cheaper. So Amazon has them. I would just look at the reviews. I'd do like a sort on the reviews. I wouldn't pay more than say $75 for one. I think that's probably some of them are more expensive, but really for what you need, you're not going to be doing like cartwheels on the daggum thing. So
Why
just
not?
well, maybe you will someday. I don't
I
know.
I,
But
I
I
would.
also bought one of those walking,
So
like the
this is just
treadmills,
plug
but
and
it's just a
play?
walking treadmill, and it's just a little play, and so that gets me moving too.
And it
Okay.
helps. I mean, anything that you can do for yourself, especially mindset stuff. Play games on the phone. I don't know about y'all, but I have 25 different brain games on my phone.
Yeah,
I
brain
play
games.
all
Demon at
day long.
Christmas.
Hey,
So
man,
there's
I
I don't
play all of
ever
them
do that
until
on
I
my
run.
phone.
Yeah.
well, and I think it's also good to consider. I know the food thing is for next week, but it's also something if you're sitting around, right, and you can't get out, start researching this stuff. What's good for you? Like, what is good for you?
Hey,
Yeah.
What'll give me a
what
little
is
boost?
what
You know?
hey, an app. Is it Yuka app?
Yep,
Do I have that? Am I phrasing that?
Yuka.com. Uh-huh.
I started using that app on my phone to identify, and it's really for me
Don't
it's
scan your
helpful.
shampoo and stuff. You'll be all upset.
Because you won't be growing
I
no
was
hair back.
well, I mean, I wish and hope. But I mean, that Yuka is really beneficial. I was thinking, I remember Wade, because he's been through these various research programs and he knows what to eat and what not to eat. But I mean, you can cheat with that Yuka app, scan what it is you're looking, and it'll tell you good, bad, and why. It doesn't tell you that, and it gives you alternatives. Here's what's better, and here's why. And I'm
And
like, sweet. I
and,
It
mean,
and
does food and like skincare products and your shampoo and everything. It lets you know if there's carcinogens in it. Because I believe
oh,
that for us, we are whatever the hell is going on inside of us, we will probably never know what exactly it is. Like I'm off on
right.
several theories on my own right now, but at least it helps us reduce the external exposures that life is throwing at us now, right? And it'll shrink your world, obviously, because there's chemicals everywhere. But you
yeah.
know,
But I mean, but on top of that, like when I tell you when Wade called me that day and he took every bit of that alcohol, started pouring it out. He decided that day was his day. He was going to make a life change. That day was probably the hardest day Wade has gone through on anything in a long time.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
knowing, right. And but you were Wade was. I mean, this is where I give Wade a lot of props on this. He was so determined to make a life change that he changed every vet listening to this program. He's been to every research that is known to mankind. He researches herbs. He researches everything, and that's why what I'm telling y'all is sit back, stop listening to all the political crap, stop listening to
the triggers.
people being negative and hating one another, and come to the bright side of Kevin. I like that. Bright side of Kevin. I don't know if there is
Right
one.
side of Kevin.
Yeah. I had to throw something in there.
No, I mean it's like I said, I'm doing something to I like I like people. So my wife's very much she's not a people person. I'm a people person. So if I have the opportunity to
I'm
go
not.
someplace, just to hang out or whatever, that's what I'm going to do if I'm able to. I like to be around people. I know Tina made a comment. There's assholes everywhere. True statement,
Mhm.
but so you push those to the side and don't mess with them and try and find somebody that you get along with, you know?
Oh, well, hey, I tell you what, Connor will tell you, almost every one of my shipmates that I serve with, I talk to today. And I mean, and that lifts my spirits up. And I mean, I literally, I like me, I'm a people person. I sit behind a barber chair all day and I will talk to anybody and everybody, and we will talk about everything. I like to talk about God. I like to talk about, being in the Navy, what I did in the Navy, and how much fun it was, how much I missed it. And I like talking about the podcast a lot. I talk a lot about the podcast. And I talk about, Wade. I talk about Tina. I talk about John. I talk about everybody. And with them and me sit back and we're talking, they boost me up just as much as I will try to boost them up. And what I really like to do is talk to the younger generation about, hey, what are y'all gonna do once you're done with school? And then, and
And a
I'll
lot of
tell
them
them.
don't have a clue. A lot of them have no idea.
So I
They're
even
like,
dial it
I'm
back to
not
like
sure.
not even long term. Like I'm a big 30, 60, 90 plan person, right? Because sometimes
Uh,
life, you got to eat the elephant one bite at a time, right? Don't boil the ocean, all those things. So,
don't
so
boil the
what's the
ocean.
30, 60, 90 day plan? Like what can you do in this little window of time? Because I think sometimes people look at these long-term goals, but there's
Yeah.
an implementation strategy that needs to happen in between that, and that's the piece that everybody's missing. Like they want to go this pie in the sky, but they don't know how to get there, right? So if you take it in bite-sized chunks, I think going back to what you're saying for us, right? If we're trying to do stuff to change our perspective and the shitty shit that we're in sometimes, what do we do about it?
It is shit.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is my suggestion. On April 1st, the beginning of April, next week, I want everybody, if you can, go out and buy you a little planner book or a calendar and pick 3 days out of the week that you're going to do some exercise. Even if you just sit in a chair, you can only mobilize and everything. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to start April 1st till the end of April, May 1st.
Maybe April 2nd. April 1st is April's Fool, so you're only fooling
Well,
yourself, right? So April
well,
2nd.
okay, maybe it was like maybe you're right. I forgot about that. But I want all of us to see where we're at a month away from now after this series is done. At the 1st of
Well, we
May,
need some folks to baseline. Are you talking about us, just the four of
all,
us? Or are you
all
talking
of
about
us,
everybody?
everybody.
Well,
I want
everybody needs to baseline. You need to put a line in the sand, a journal entry or something, how you feel, March
everything.
31st, right?
And then
And
what
then
we will do the end of May, I mean, check your weight. You don't have to say it on the air. I will. I'm going to check my weight by the end of May. I'm going to see where I'm at. I'm going to see how I feel with the different ways I'm going to be eating, and I mean everything that I'm about to do. I'm asking y'all to do. And
I never thought, just to interrupt you a second, Tina just said journal, and I was never much of a believer. I didn't understand the
it's a
the
journal of
psychological
love.
reasoning behind journaling. The reason you do it is because you think about it. It's kind of like if you say something out loud, you're more likely, even if you're talking to yourself, you're more likely than to remember it rather than just, inside you said, okay, I got to go to the store, and you don't verbalize it. Then you verbalize it. That helps. And if you put it on a paper and you say, okay, here's my list to go to the grocery store. If you can remember the list, you're
Right.
money ahead. But you putting it down on paper is I'm not a psychologist, not even remotely close, but I think that helps a lot of us. Put it. I got little yellow pads all over the place.
Yeah.
Do
So
this, do that, check it
right.
off.
So instead of that, go get a planner and or go get a calendar. And we're going to start, besides that, I mean, that's good. That's good too. But get a planner, John.
I got them all over the
I'll buy
place.
you one if I have to.
So,
So
so the other thing too, like I kind of live in both worlds, right? I'm like old school Gen X. Like I like pen and paper. I like to touch a book when I read it, kind of thing. So I do write a lot of stuff down. Lord help anybody trying to read my handwriting, but it works for me. But I also have found, like, particularly what works is, like, I don't know if everybody's tried Chat GPT or any of those generative AI tools, but you can download it and
No.
it's free. It's free. And if you just talk to it, hit the record and you just talk to it and say, hey, I feel like crap today, or, oh, I don't want to forget to buy whatever at the store, da, da, da. At the end of it, you can say, hey, organize my thoughts and notes and give me a list of to-dos that I got to get done today.
Really?
Yes.
We'll do that.
yeah,
We'll do that. So you can truly get yourself organized, because I don't know about y'all, but I can't remember crap anymore half the
Okay,
time.
so humor me, Tina. What if you're gonna, just for example, what would be a good download to do that? Tell me so I can write it down.
Oh, here, I'll give you the link to Chat GPT. That's probably the easiest one to start with, right? There's
Okay.
Grok, there's all kinds of them. But here's the link to, oh, what am I doing here? Everything's moving around here. Hang on. I done messed up. Let go. Let
it's that
go.
blonde. It's that blonde. That's why.
All right, here we go.
Wow. Oh,
I'm just saying.
It
she's
won't
gonna
let
beat
me.
you.
So I don't know. I keep getting blocks on. It'll let me say some things and it won't let me say other things in the chat. So I don't know if there's some keyword blockage
No,
or what. I just tried to
no.
block, send my link, and it's saying comment has failed to post to Gulf War side effects.
No.
Okay, it
I
won't
don't
let it.
block
Okay,
anything.
so it's here. It is. It's Chat GPT. You want to write it down because
Okay.
it's not letting me
Yeah.
post it. Yeah, it's like I don't know
Okay.
what this is. It's done this to me several times. I think it just doesn't like me. So it's
Oh,
chatgpt, all one word, .com. And all you have to do is
Okay.
sign up with a hey, that's bullshit.
I
That's a
didn't say it. Somebody brought it up.
I'm not a
Somebody,
rookie if anybody doesn't know that. So.
hey, yeah, that right there is actually cranberry juice.
Yeah,
It's good for her kidneys.
Yeah.
it's got resveratrol in it, so I agree.
Hey, that's right. But that's great, Tina. That's great that you said that. But there's nothing blocked because everybody else is commenting in YouTube.
Yeah, I don't
So
know. It doesn't like me.
it could be something that was said or something. You know
Yeah,
how
it's working
YouTube
me.
and Facebook can be.
Hello.
So
It let that go through, but it won't let me do maybe it doesn't allow links. Maybe that's what it is.
oh, it may not. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know I'm not the technical guy. I just
Yeah. So anyway, if you can like download that, all you gotta do is sign up for an account, and you can talk to it on your phone. You can use it on your computer. You can, like, if you have like a long, like Denise would probably appreciate this, if there's a long like research article on things, you can upload that article and it will go through and summarize it for you. And so that makes you like, okay, is this even worth my time to dive into, right? And what are the high points? What do I need to know? Like it's amazing and it's helpful. And the more I'm losing my noodle, it helps me quite a bit. So
Your
I
noodle.
just want to know something from Wade. But before we get off, so I want to just ask Wade a
I
question.
think something that, like, me and my counselor, we've discussed this, and we'll get into it next week when we talk about supplements and herbs and stuff. But along with your journal, if you keep a journal of your sleep, good night, bad night, dreams, and I'm not talking nightmare dreams, I'm talking good dreams. I thought I was having an issue a few months ago, where I'm dreaming and I'm literally seeing in vivid color, and I'm seeing people. I'm recalling names from all the way back to my childhood. I'm remembering names of
Really?
people. And honest, to be honest with you, I was kind of worried about it. I was kind of scared, something we started working with. And he said that's excellent, getting into a serious deep REM sleep. So I started keeping a journal for that purpose. And if you're not dreaming, then you're having issues,
wow.
and there could be a lot of issues, a lot of reasons why. Alcohol, to be honest, is reason number one. But if you if you keep a sleep journal, and just basically just write maybe no dreams, or maybe you dreamt and you didn't remember it. But that's just something, and as well as it's something that you can take to your doctor, later on. It's something that that you need to work on. Diet has a lot to play with it. But I just thought it was really interesting, and I keep my journal literally right by my bed, because I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be like, I'll wake up and just something like I'll remember. It's just crazy, like names of people that I just come to me in the middle of the night, and I will wake up and write their names down, places, and it's just amazing.
Hey, I'm with you. I dream all the time, man. In my dreams, I got some really cool dreams, and then I don't have some really cool dreams. But mostly they're really cool. I wake up and tell my wife, "Guess what I dreamed about last night?"
That's not the one she wants to hear about.
So I don't have like pleasant dreams. Like I can't remember ever in my lifetime having a pleasant dream.
Really?
I used to have night terrors as a kid, and it was recurring dreams, like the same one over and over again. And then, of course, my grandmother raised me. She's Cherokee, so there was a whole lot of meaning assessed to any dreams that I had, which would terrify me as a child, later. But so for me, when I have dreams, they are so bizarre, they're disturbing. It's like, and they'll be about people. I'm like, why in the hell was I even thinking about that person? Why are they in my dream? Like, what the hell is that?
I agree with you. So
I will say, before I start drinking, and I was a heavy drinker, I would have horrible dreams and I would have nightmares. And, there was more than one night when I was with my fiance, there was more than one night that, I about damn near killed her in the middle of the night. And, and like I said, I have nothing against anybody that drinks. That's fine. I'm just saying, you start looking around, there might be a couple of things contributing to the bad things.
Right. No, I agree with you.
My husband says that sometimes I talk in my sleep a lot, and sometimes I'm talking in like a completely different fluent foreign language that sounds like Cherokee. I am Cherokee, but I don't know the language. Is that weird?
What
That is
he's
weird.
saying is you're going, what's that song? I'm an Indian outlaw, half Cherokee and Choctaw, my baby.
So apparently I'm having like a full-on conversation. It's all pleasant, whatever. I have no recall. No, I don't know. I don't remember it
That's
at
funny.
all.
That scared me a little bit. What am I telling? What am I saying?
Yeah. Well, at least it's in a foreign language. I'm not telling on myself or anything from my past.
So we're gonna leave it right there. I want everybody to know, hey, at the end again, once we do have a store, that's where I got this shirt from. You can go and make your own designs. It's going to help with the podcast. We're trying to get the podcast to boost up. It's not to make money to live off of. I promise you. And I'll put it's always in the details of every one of our videos. You click on details, you'll see the store in there, but I'll put it on the site. Also, thank y'all for going to YouTube. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please get your butts over there and do that for me, please. We're trying to build that up also. The more we build, the more we let them know about Go for Illness. And we also get to connect with one another. And I'm going to leave one last thought. One of the reasons what made me come up with this tonight is because I had a young gentleman on Monday find me through TikTok, seeing the first video he's seen about Go for Illness. He got a hold of me, want to talk about his dad. I sent him my number. Everybody knows I'll send you my number. It doesn't matter to me. He called me, and me and that young man talked for about 15 minutes. And I hope they're listening tonight. I hope they're watching. That was one of the most inspirational things, because we need to connect with veterans that are having issues and having problems. And let's get them out of them issues. And don't turn your back on vets. Mm-hmm. Don't turn your back on anybody. And that's what I'm going to leave it with tonight. Any other final wisdom words you guys got? Anybody?
I would say I would go back to how you say when you see someone, if they're dressed nice, you give them a compliment or whatever. I kind of do the same thing, right? Especially women. because women can be so nasty
Ye-
to each other.
That's
I
Mhm.
definitely make it a point if I see a woman has dressed up and you could, I know as a woman how much time she spent in that bathroom before she left her house. I make it a point to walk up to her and tell her how amazing her outfit is, or I love her necklace, or her hair is beautiful, or whatever. I always, some of them look at me like, "What are you, weirdo?" And some of them are like super appreciative because it may be the only compliment they've ever gotten.
That's true. And the other thing is, y'all go check out our Patreon. Our Patreon, when we do the after show is so much fun. It's 99 cents. The reason we do that is so that way the, you know, big people up there don't download and block me out of YouTube, and we get some wild conversations, and we're going to get some wild conversations tonight. And so we're going to, and if you want to contact me, right across the screen, Kevin Simon at go4sideeffects.com. If you want to come on the program, I'd love for you to come on the program. Tina, thank you for coming on. Wade, thank you for coming on. John, always thank you for coming on. And you know, I love this. I think it's absolutely outstanding, and I really appreciate each and every one of y'all who listen. So I want y'all to have a great night, great weekend. We will see you next week, and have your planners. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night.
Bye, everybody.
Right. Yeah.